second speaker of the affirmative side, Mr. Romario.
For your information, if you're conducting a petty crime, you will not be imprisoned for 5 years. There is a rational judge that will calculate how exactly the harm that you can impose with such an imprisonment. You can be jailed for 5 months, or maybe like some grandma something that can only imprison for a month according to the degree of punishment. Because there are 2 types of punishments, a crime and violations. A petty crime is not a crime, it's a violation of law that can only be deterred proportionately. Trust me, I'm a law student from UGM. Status quo right now, right? They're talking about several issues. On the first issue, let's deal with the type of crimes that they're bringing in this debate. About financial crimes. They say a financial crimes must be strict all the way with the financial punishments or the monetary punishments inside law, ladies and gentlemen. First response, well, if the crime can be compensated without monetary punishments at all. Because the purpose of you making the people pay is to deter them. But without taking away their monetary, ladies and gentlemen, we still can make them unable to do any more financial crimes. Why? Because the moment you are in prison, you are losing your positions as a CEO, as a governor, as a major, ladies and gentlemen. That means your ability to do any other financial crimes could also be stripped away by the imprisonment system, ladies and gentlemen. But then cannot say, well, you need to freeze their assets. In legal system, there are no such thing that you take away all the assets and then sell it and then repair it to society. No, the freezing the assets function is not to deter them. It's only for the investigation to know what kind of evidence that they have. But even if monetary punishment cannot compensate, even if there's monetary punishment, it also cannot compensate the damages that have been created to the society, ladies and gentlemen. How? Because right now, you know Ratu Chorsia, right, from Banten. She's only need to pay 100 million rupiahs by the monetary punishments. In fact, she has hurt billions of rupiahs right now. So we are not sure that it can be a representative system that we can strip away all they have, ladies and gentlemen. So that means, why better in our side of the house? Because when she is in prison, when they are in prison, ladies and gentlemen, without monetary punishments, she is forced to live in jail without a subsidiary punishment. Sometimes you can only need to pay 100 million rupiahs, unless that you can be imprisoned for a year or maybe 6 months, for example. You need to pay your full services, being imprisoned and rehabilitated. A point which has not been rebutted at all by the side of the house, ladies and gentlemen. Second, about corporations. We think you can imprison corporations by imprisoning the directors and someone that is involved with a crime, ladies and gentlemen. That is exactly applied in other financial crimes and also in corruption cases and also environmental law, ladies and gentlemen. By that, ladies and gentlemen, we can deter the corporation, but they never negate ICE point. How the corporations, consist of shareholders, can get billions and billions of money, they can simply pay away and then do nothing at all. They still can do the bad products and bad practice and other stuff like that. We do not like that. We must strip away the monetary punishments as their power to escape and to exempt them from the law system, ladies and gentlemen. Second, about the second issue about the power of money as the punishments. They say financial settlement is not punishment at all, so people would going to be punished anyway. Maybe yes, ladies and gentlemen, but sometimes your monetary punishments and your ability to pay can be a significant reason to lessen your punishments, ladies and gentlemen. Even in one case, you can fully exempt it. Namely, the case of Hatta Rajasa, the case of Ahmad Dhani. They simply say, I have let them do it and pay this, and so judges are saying that, oh, you have been remorse, you have been regretful, ladies and gentlemen, but sometimes. Why? Because money, the value of money is totally different from one person upon another person. For a very rich person, 10 million rupiahs is a very small because they can be exempted from a year in jail, ladies and gentlemen. But the value of you being in prison, being deprived of your freedom of movement, being deprived of your freedom of time, meeting with your family and loved ones, is a significant deterrent for every single person. Ladies and gentlemen. But second, they say community service is not functioning because people do not like community service. We do not care whether people like or not with community service. What we are care of, ladies and gentlemen, that this particular criminal are directly repairing the broken system. Because the moment you are breaking the law, you are killing someone. It's not a private matter. It's a public matter that you need to compensate to all society, ladies and gentlemen. And that's where community service can function inside our system. If you're a killer, for example, at least the least thing you can do is by advocating that sometimes killing is not right. If you're a drug dealer, for example, you can sometimes advocate to the anti-drug campaign, for example. At least you are contributing directly to the system that you have been broken, to the law of the community that you've been violated. Based on this reason, with all the power of money must be stripped away by not giving them room at all to be exempted or to be lessened punishment for some rich dudes. Any PRI? Yes, Ali.
Sir, we think that if you do with compensation, that is exactly what it's going to only contribute to individual. But if you're going to through fine, then that will be given to the state, in which state can properly allocate to those who need the most.
So that's also not going to compensate anywhere, right? Because if the more you give money, the state will also repair the system, may be true. But at least right now, it's the responsibility of the state to directly repair the broken system without getting the financial incentive from the people who broke the law in the very first place. We have the responsibility of the government to not receive any money from somewhere that's broken. They will think that the money they have given to the state is something that can symbolize their regrets and their remorse, but in fact it is not. They must serve in jail and do community service in our proposals. My extension, why we believe that this stripping away the monetary punishments in law would re-establish the trust to our courts, the trust to our criminal justice system. What people say right now and what people see, when there's monetary punishments are established inside our law system, in our acts, they see that laws can be bought with a certain amount type of money. That sometimes sometimes the punishments can be lessened for a certain type of amount of time when you are paying some amount of money that you can be given to the court system itself. Right now, our majority of society, middle class and lower class society, have to serve more time because they could not pay anything, the fines to the state system. They think the state's law and court only a tool for some rich society to buy their time and to be allowance for conduct a certain type of crime, ladies and gentlemen. We do not like that. That means when the condition happens, it degrades the legitimacy of our court system, where people simply distrust and dislike every single court system. That is exactly what happens in Indonesia, where people distrust upon court. They try to solve certain type of crime with their own hands, ladies and gentlemen. We do not like that. We want to establish the legitimacy of every single court system where we can impose all of them to all our society by stripping the monetary punishments. Let's imagine what is the world without monetary punishment law. That means regardless who you are, a CEO, a person who conducts petty crimes, you are unable simply to lessen your punishment with the monetary punishment regardless of what type of crime that you exist right now. Based on these reasons, we beg you to side with the sub-court official.